let's begin. Or where I want to look.
I can't run from my past forever.
Oh, hi! Time to rustle up some grub. Yep. Oh, I'm
There we
starved.
go, the final one done. Hey, Pokemon. Hey, Ramona. Hope you're doing well, Dave. Can't talk much for working and watching stream. Alright. All good. Mentioned you yesterday when we were rewatching my Dreamlight Valley 1.0 review. I did a video just before I got sick of the final tour of my valley. And there was a comment that you had posted. Oh, you missed that. Oh, I mentioned you in a comment on a video I made about like reviewing my valley before the expansion update. It's nothing much. Don't worry about it. You have not even started up that yet. It took you 2 hours to download over the weekend. Oh no, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, that's the whole point of the game. It's not supposed to be rushed through. Take your time. I mean, that's why I do it. It's supposed to be relaxing, easygoing experience. But make it more stressful. There you go. I like it. Tidy up the stuff. Just it randomly powers off sometimes. Damn it, everyone. Where are my thoughts? Or what are my thoughts? I'm assuming you mean what are my thoughts.
I can't run
It's
from my
smaller.
past
It's
forever.
definitely smaller. Um, it's alright. I did like the quests of Timon and Pumbaa. I think that was it. They were rather entertaining. But overall, oh no, what have I done here? Overall, it was a smaller one, and that's okay. So, I'm excited to see what they're planning. They clearly had made the decision to hold back on the content this time. So, to give them more time to work on the content coming up. So, I'm okay with how small the content drop was, as long as these are very bad. Actually, really walk past them. I'm okay with how small it is if the showcase is rather kind of, you know, but then if it's gonna blow me away. So it was a very meh one, but it was meh in the case of like I understand and hopefully it pays off. So I've already finished it all. Finished all the star path and stuff. I mean, I liked it. I mean, it wasn't bad, and the fact that we're still getting free content is pretty great. I was disappointed with how the expansion pack though finished up. I felt like it was a very kind of like it just kind of finished, and there wasn't any sense of achievement. I don't know. I didn't feel satisfied. Hey, Threeza, how are you? Sorry, I'm a bit slow today because I mean it's 5 a.m. in the morning. I just couldn't sleep. Happens a lot. What am I doing? Pretty much what I'm going to do is just be working on the final version from now on. Somebody made a video on YouTube saying they thought the next expansion will be delayed. Have you think about it? Why do they think that? Have you got the video? I haven't heard anything about that, but I'll be interested in watching the video. Figure out why they think that. No, I don't have it. Okay. Do you know who it was by? Or what? No, someone that I hadn't heard or seen before, probably very little credibility if us reporting it. Yeah, I mean, I've stopped watching a lot of videos about Dreamlight Valley because a lot of it's just, you know, fluff for the sake of you know, of making fluff. Like, a lot of the time it's just that they make, like, no one's ever right. The predictions are always just stupid and they're just trying to fill the void. Yeah, but I'll be interested to watch it anyway, to see if there's anything, because I mean, they could be right. You always have to have the possibility that, you know, they were just ahead of the game of everybody else. Or is that possible? Alright, so we've got to put this aside now. Just learn. Might suck. Or past. See if I can Google it. Alright, I think I found it. I haven't seen this person. We'll watch it together. Wait for that.
I hope you all.
Alright, so this is by someone called Oscar's Cozy Corner.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to us.
helps if I do that. There we go. Hopefully this is the one.
Hello friends and welcome back to Oscar's Cozy Corner. I hope you are all doing well. Today I've got a little bit of a speculation theory about whether the next update and whether in fact the DLC
Alright, so right off the bat, it's saying it's a theory.
could be
Got
delayed.
no proof.
Now this is not just based on wild speculation, there
It
is
seems
some
like
sort
that
of
is.
fact that I'm basing this on, but if
Sure.
you've been paying attention, or if you've been looking
We'll
closely at some
see.
of the stuff that Gameloft have been doing since the update, then you might have noticed that a few of the dates around the Star Path and the Star Path End have changed a couple of times. Alongside the dates not lining up, there's been patch notes delays, the blog post has been changed, and it's all been just a little bit suspicious. I've been looking into it, and I think that there might be something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, which might actually be having a knock-on effect onto the update with Sally.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, things being delayed in gaming is, like, normal. Like, if you say you're going to release something in a few months, and then for some reason someone's sick for a week, that was critical to the project, and you have to push the release date out, it makes sense. Like, it's not a huge deal, but I'll be interested to see.
Or like I said, even the
evidence
DLC.
they have.
But don't worry, I've got you covered. I'm going to bring you along for the ride regarding my theory. So let's take a look at what
Again, this is what I hate about YouTube. It's been like a minute still doing the intro. Like, just get into it, mate.
I've noticed and whether there
It's
might
10-minute
actually
long video.
be
I'm
an impact
suspecting
over
they
the next couple of weeks.
like,
All right, so when the
buffed it
update
out.
dropped last week, we obviously got a new Star Path, and if you remember from the Valley vignette earlier in the year, they actually did mention that this update was supposed to be smaller and shorter in
Yeah.
scope. I have touched on this a few times in a number of videos, and it was expected to just be a bug fixes and quality of life update, but they did seem to add a
That is
few new
true.
features, which was quite exciting.
Yeah.
However, obviously, we didn't get a specific house for Timon and Pumbaa. The Star Path was slightly shorter. There was a couple of elements that led us to believe that this was, in fact, as they said, a smaller update and a shorter update, the key as a result. But it was when the update dropped and when the date started coming in for the
Again, it's like a minute and a half into the video, still like everything we know. Like
end of the Star
nothing new.
Path, when players started checking how long they had to complete or how much of an indication the length of the Star Path might give us for the next update, that is when a few things started getting spotted.
You know, it's like a lot of YouTubers, especially Dreamlight Valley ones. They have that sweet inflection where they kind of go up at the end, and then they kind of like say a really pointless sentence and then just stop it like this. It seems to be like a trend. I don't know why, if it's cozier gaming in general, but they always have this trend where they kind of just like make a statement and then put the inflection on so it lasts longer.
Firstly, my in-game mailbox said that the Star Path would last 42 days. Now, that is a typical Star Path length. We usually either get something like 42 days, 49 days, or very occasionally it might be slightly longer. However, given that it was meant to actually be a shorter Star Path, we obviously didn't get the 6th page of rewards like we usually do. Plus, the fact that the Star Path was cheaper, that was an acknowledgement from Gameloft saying, yes, this is in fact a small...
Wait, so it says 42 days. What does it say at the moment? Hold on. Go back to the game. 42 days right now. Oh, okay. Well, okay. So that was a bit of a coincidence. Exactly 42 days. Alright, so they made it longer. They made the Star Pass slightly longer. Okay.
Smaller, shorter Star Path. So we've reduced the price for that reason, and it's going to end a little bit sooner. So that made sense, especially with the in-game mail. But a couple of players then noticed the Star Path screen itself said that the Star Path was ending in 49 days.
Okay, to be fair, that could have just been a typo, because initially they thought it was going to be like a bit shorter, and then they changed it. Like when they first, wrote it out. So like, just because the mail said one thing and this says another, let's just say Gameloft's quality control is not the greatest, as we all know. So like a typo makes sense. So that could be good. That could be two things. One, they did just extend it out, or it was just a typo.
Again, 49 days is a typical length of a Star Path, but not shorter in terms of what we were expecting with the update. So there was already a discrepancy there inside the game. But then to make things even more confusing, the official blog post that came out on release day that includes the trailer and all of the other details on the update, specifically for like press and stuff like that, then said that the end date was going to be on the 13th of November. So even back on update day last week, I remember seeing
Like, I mean, the blog post and that in-game mail could have easily just been like stuff that they decided like months ago, and then they decided to delay it when they came closer to it, and just whoever was in charge of updating the blog post and that did the in-game mail one just forgot to change a number. I mean, it's a very, and for the record, the 13th of November is my birthday, so I know it's not really relevant to what I'm talking about. It's just I want to point that out.
players like, so which one is it? We've got 3 dates. But that wasn't the only thing that felt
It's
a little
3
bit strange
days.
or a little bit off, at least to me. Usually Gameloft are really good about getting the patch notes out on the Monday before an update drops.
True.
Honestly, they're pretty much like clockwork and on schedule every single time that they've had the patch notes out. Every single Monday since I've been playing, and I believe there was only one update where they came out on a Tuesday, and that was the Bell update. But other than that, always on a Monday, 100%. But this time, when the patch notes sort of like missed their window, I was tracking on a spreadsheet. Yes, I know that's very sad, but I was tracking on a spreadsheet when the patch notes usually come out and what time. So they usually come out at about 2 p.m. UK time,
Like this is stupid. Like
which is my time.
this
Once that
is
2
a
p.m. had
stretch.
passed, I was like, okay, maybe it'll be 5 p.m., which is usually the next window that they post. And then that passed as well. So at that point, I kind of guessed that they weren't coming out on Monday. Tuesday rolls around, and
Like they're already delayed by like a day, and you all of a sudden you're like speculating that the DLC is delayed. So if the patch notes came like 1 or 2 days late, all of a sudden the DLC is like significantly delayed.
the same thing happened again. 2 p.m. passed.
They don't decide to delay a DLC update within a day. Like to change patch notes, like just typing it out, doesn't take more longer than a day. So what he's basically saying is that they decided on the Monday or when they were going to release the patch notes that they were going to delay the DLC, and that's why it took several days later to release it. If they were going to delay the DLC, they would decide like a week. It wouldn't have been a last minute thing.
5 p.m. passed, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is weird. Something is definitely going on.
No,
I
it's
thought maybe
not.
something's happened. Maybe they just didn't want to show off that there wasn't a great deal of new content in this update. This
Or maybe someone just didn't reply to an email. Like, come on. Like,
was obviously before we had the update, but there was actually a bunch of really cool stuff in the patch notes. There was the flying references, there was the new photo poses.
yeah, there's
So
a
it was
lot of
strange to me
stuff.
that the patch notes would
Like,
be delayed if, in fact, there were new features coming. They obviously did eventually.
or the fact that someone didn't like they're waiting to sign off. I mean, with a lot of the time with the patches, what they have to do is they have to submit it to the PlayStation service and the Xbox service, and then they can release the Steam one themselves. But there's a lot of checks they have to do for every single system, and Switch as well, Nintendo. So if there's any delay there, they're going to delay it just in case they get pushback. Because if Sony goes, all right, I don't like this aspect of the update, I need you to remove it before we're going to approve it, they have to remove it. They have to get tick sign off for every single platform before they can say, yeah, this is what's been delivered. I don't know. I think this is, if they were going to delay a DLC, they wouldn't have decided like within a day.
Actually come on the Tuesday night or super late on the Tuesday, depending on where you are. At least for me, I think they came at around like 9:15 or something along that
day.
line. It was a very odd time.
1 day.
So to me, at least, it felt like a bit of a scramble on Gameloft's side. Very disorganized, not the usual sort of like standard times that they post.
Like, if you've got a big project, if you're about to release an expansion pack, because essentially that's what the DLC is, right? It's an expansion pack. If you're about to release an expansion pack, you don't decide a day before your last content update that you're going to delay it. You typically know that beforehand. So I think it's just the simplest answer. Someone just didn't sign off on it in time, and then it was delayed slightly by a day, 1 day.
Also, it was update week, and having 48 hours or just over 48 hours of
2
dead
days.
silence on their socials during an update week was kind of strange. Now, I know in context it's not.
Now that is strange, but the person doing the socials isn't the same person making the decision about the DLC. Like, to post on your socials is pretty easy. So I don't think those are tied. Because what? Like, posting on social doesn't reveal anything. I honestly think I think the two events are tied of the delay of the patch notes and the quiet on the socials. I think they're connected, but I think it's more due to issues in terms of staffing rather than anything about the delay in the DLC. Because it could be just a simple case that someone was sick, someone didn't sign off something. It could be just that they've got a new person doing the socials, for all we know. Yeah.
Huge deal. And yes, I agree that it's not a massive deal, but you know, this is a little bit of speculation, and it's interesting to see, or at least speculate on what goes on behind the scenes. So
It's not healthy. It's not constructive. It's not good to speculate on that kind of stuff when it's very, very wild. I mean, at least show the two, like, they've just said the worst case scenario, right? They've just said, and it's the clicky case scenario as well. It's like, oh, the DLC is delayed because of XYZ. He hasn't given the eternal point of view, like, of saying, well, it also could be just a new person. It also could be the fact that someone didn't sign off something. He just basically went straight to what people would click for, and which is disappointing because that's not right. I mean, that's basically them going, oh, hey, and that's why he can use the title that he does. Is the DLC delayed? No. Well, not that we know of. It could be. I mean, he could be completely right, but it feels weird because it's under the assumption one person is in control of everything, in control of socials, involved in the process of delaying a DLC. Just one person is controlling everything, which as a corporation like Gameloft is not true.
did twig that something might be happening and something was going on behind the scenes that wasn't quite right. They obviously delayed the patch notes. As a result, I thought that the update might have ended up getting delayed because obviously they posted the developer update and then they just posted a couple of teasers from that.
They would have,
weekend.
if they were going to delay it,
Tuesday,
if they knew on Monday they were going to delay the patch, they would have said it. They wouldn't have just waited.
It was just silent.
I mean, like, you don't wait.
That's an update week. That's the biggest time to get hype. That's the biggest time to encourage players to come back to the game. So I did think that was a little bit weird. On top of that, and sort of like the final puzzle piece to this is when the update first went live, the blog post got posted as usual, and the blog post specifically said that the Star Path would have a shorter runtime and fewer rewards. It did also mention, as I said at the start, that November 13th would be the end date.
My birthday.
That would have been 35 days, which was honestly what I was expecting, because then I was expecting a week of redemption to take us to the 20th, and my initial theory, and I know the theory of a number of players now, was that either the DLC or the Sally update was going to come out on the 20th of November. It was pointing that way. We are getting the show.
Now, he is repeating what he said last time, and I think it's just a case of someone just didn't change something in the notes. Like,
showcase stream within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I can tell you.
Now, according to the Dreamlight Valley leaks Discord, the showcase is at the end of this month, so it's not at the beginning of November, like it was last year. So apparently, in the last week of this month. And there are some rewards for it as well. I think I've got them. Hold up, if I can find them. I think I posted them on the Discord. Discord. Oh yeah, here. There we go. So like this is what the rewards are. Items required from the October 29th developer stream. So according to the games code, they've even got the games code because these items don't unlock until then. Is October the 29th is the earliest date they will do. Is that so? That's Thursday, not next week, but Tuesday, not next week, but the week after. Which makes sense because it kind of was on the middle of the week just before the shop update. So those are the items that they've said. All right, so switch back over here.
that for certain. So it made sense that the 20th of November would be sort of like the follow-on date after that to get the sales for Black Friday and all of those big retail time of year sales, especially in the shopping sphere and the gaming sphere. Gameloft
Internet, like, and maybe in America, like, yeah,
obviously
maybe, I
care
don't
about
know.
their revenue, so getting the DLC out prior to Black Friday probably was the initial idea and
Black
would have
Friday's
been
a
a
very
really good
American
option
thing,
and
though.
might have been what they were going for. But I do think that something has happened to push that date back. To support that theory, the blog post was actually quietly updated without anyone knowing just a couple of days.
Yeah, I think it was a typo. I think they and this is why the in-game stuff was wrong as well. I think it's more of a case of like they had corrected it before the update was released, but somebody mucked up and forgot to change the blog post and forgot to change the in-game mail date time. And so I think it was probably internally advertised this is going to be the end date, and then they changed it. And just some people forgot, oh, I forgot to change that, oh, I forgot to change that. Because the in-game mail is not something you think about probably all the time of that you need to update. And probably the blog post was written ages ago. So it kind of ruins this theory of like on Monday they changed everything. No, probably was just written and approved like a week ago, and just no one updated it. It's
After the
simple
update
as
went
that.
live, there was no announcement. Gameloft obviously
So
didn't.
that's the only evidence he's got so far, is that there might have been a typo. There was a typo. So this can easily be explained by the date being changed. Not maybe in the last minute, but the date was changed, and then no one updated two things. That's
say
it
that it
so
was
far.
updated, but the end of the Star Path was quietly changed to November 27th, and specifically the part about the shorter runtime was completely removed. Now, I don't know about you, but that is an extra 2 weeks on top of the Star Path, and
Yeah.
considering that they had a blog post prepped that said it was going to finish on the 13th of November, to change that and add
To be like, when was give me a sec. I'm gonna Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, I've got an idea. Hold on. So last year, when did the pumpkin? Yeah, this week ago. That was the 5th of December. Now, typically the Star Path ends, and then they give a week to spend your cash, right? So if we go November, so that would the week before the 5th is the 27th. 27th. So like the 5th of December, and if you bring up a calendar, and you can't see this on my screen, but bring up a calendar, the 5th of December is Thursday. And then the week before is the 28th. So it would finish on the 7th, or 27th. That matches up exactly to what they did last year. So I think someone just messed up.
2 weeks, I definitely feel like something's gone on there. In my
No.
opinion, whatever has happened at
No.
Gameloft, either over the weekend prior to the update or even
No.
on the Monday,
There's no proof anything happened over the weekend. Other than someone just mucking up a date.
patch notes were meant to drop. I feel like a decision was taken to extend the length of the Star Path and therefore
Over the
length
weekend.
of the update.
So over the weekend they made severe business impacting decisions from financial and developer point of view in a weekend, based off the fact that the patch notes were late by 1 day and a date was wrong, even though the new date that they updated it to matches exactly what they did last year. Because last year, now the dates that they've released are exactly what it was last year. It could be just a case of like initially it was. Now this is another explanation for it. Initially it was the 13th of November, but then they realized, hey, why don't we just align it to what we did last year? Because if we delay it by 2 weeks, it matches perfectly what we did last year, And then that way we can just kind of fit into the same schedule that we did. Like, all right.
Date by at least 2 weeks, if not 3. I feel like that possibly gives the developers more time to either work on the Sally update or the DLC drop. Now, there's still no word on whether those are going to come together or separately. Last year, I know that the updates came together,
Exactly.
the DLC came at the same time.
So he acknowledges what happened last year. He doesn't acknowledge that they're exactly the same date now.
And it was quite overwhelming because there was so much content in one go. Whether that happens again this year, I do not know. We'll just have to wait for the showcase stream to let us know that. But on the whole, I think that they needed more time. But
No, they're using the exact same dates that they did last year.
the question is, I just wonder what they needed more time for. Was it the DLC? Was it the Sally update? Was it both? As a result, I
This
think
guy's
that
clickbait.
decision and whatever
And he's wearing
decision that
purple, so he's
was
even
made
worse.
on the Monday. Henceforth, the patch notes were delayed and that they didn't come out until Tuesday. That makes sense and that tracks as to why they were delayed because there might be a lot of internal back and forth going on. Maybe they didn't want to put out any comms or communications to confuse people or get the dates wrong. Ironically, that has happened and it does seem like they forgot to update the blog post. So I do
so he acknowledges what could have happened. They just forgot to update the blog post.
think that the blog post was correct prior to that update being delayed. Also, I do think that a 35-day star path, given the context of a reduced reward and a reduced cost, was the initial concept. That also explains why things were a little bit quiet on social media as well.
Pam's is
Oh,
really,
God damn it, ad.
really.
We'll skip the ad. But I think it's a simple case of that it was the star path was going to be shorter because they want to chuck more resources into the content coming up. I think that's the long and the short of it. And initially it was going to be shorter, and then it just wasn't because they wanted to match up with the
that
date.
Monday and Tuesday, something happened in Gameloft for them to say no, we need more time. This update needs to be pushed back.
Solid brand,
And whether it was a decision to keep the jungle
Good on New
Getaway
Zealand
update
ads.
coming out at the right time, or maybe pushing that back a week, it seems like they've gone with releasing that one on time, obviously. But as a result, I do feel like it's possibly pushed either the DLC or the Sally update back. It's not uncommon for developers to extend.
It annoys me. He does not acknowledge that it's now the new date that they've stating it is exactly the same as last year. I don't know whether he just doesn't realize it, but he knows he knows of the release last year, but he doesn't acknowledge it. And it seems like that could explain everything. The fact that they just wanted to make it align to next year, to last year's. But he doesn't say it. Doesn't say it. You know why? Because people don't click on that. People don't click on a video with a plausible explanation.
Events or content when they're not quite ready for the
But I
next
don't get
big
it.
release.
I've already clicked on the video. Just say it.
Of course, this is a live service game and they are constantly working on things. And when they're adding new content and updating content and trying to do hotfixes and all of that sort of stuff, things do happen. I've worked with developers my entire working life, and sometimes stuff just goes wrong.
Idiot.
It's just the way that it is. It's the way that
He's worked for developers all his life, but doesn't acknowledge human error.
it is. So particularly with the blog post,
Apparently, this person's never worked with any developer that's ever made a human error mistake. Kudos.
quietly changing and
Lucky.
the possibility of delayed patch notes, it wouldn't surprise me if they're just trying to buy a little more time for the devs. There's obviously a whole
He's
host
saying
of
the same
people
thing over
involved
and
in
over
this.
again
There's
at this
project
point.
managers, there's higher ups, there's execs. There's a full suite of people that are working on Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Oh, really?
Of course. So
Oh,
it might not
thank
just
God you
be the
mentioned that
devs.
in a
Perhaps
video
there's a
about
marketing
delaying
issue,
a
perhaps
patch.
there's a licensing issue, perhaps there's something else.
And
but it
perhaps,
would be
yeah,
my
there-
guess
perhaps
that
there's
the
a
game
lot
is
of
not
options
quite running
apart
exactly
from-
how they would like.
Apart from this, he's mentioning all these scenarios of what could have happened instead of just someone could have just messed up.
Maybe some of the updates are not going exactly how they would like.
What?
There was a playtest recently for the DLC. Now, NDAs were signed for that, so
Oh,
we've
really?
had no leaks or anything like that from the playtest. The only thing we've gotten from the game itself is those couple of files that were leaked, and I won't link them because they are spoilers. This is a spoiler-free
I've never
video,
heard
but
of
yeah,
playtest.
the couple of files that were leaked and found a couple of weeks ago by the Dreamlight Leaks Discord, they were the only things. Other than that, we don't really know much else about the DLC. So to sum it all up, we have a star path that was
You're
supposed
never
to be
good at
shorter
summing it up.
and has somehow gotten longer. A blog post was quietly edited, and there was some silence on socials from the game and some delayed patch notes. So all of those things, at least to me, are pointing that there might be something going on behind the scenes with Gameloft, and that we could possibly see a delay in future content.
Or someone just mucked up and just forgot to update the blog post and the in-game mail of the date. They changed the date 2 weeks ago, and somebody didn't tell somebody.
What do we all think? Are we looking at a possible delay, or is this just a small adjustment? Maybe
Small
I'm way off
adjustment.
the mark. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future updates or future speculation from me, correct or incorrect. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I will catch you in the next one, and I will, of course, see you in the valley.
See, the reason why I get annoyed with sometimes those videos is the fact they don't give the other side to it. Like, the simple answer. They give the more complicated clickbaity answer, but they never give the more simple answer of, like, maybe somebody just messed up. I don't know. That was fun. It's interesting to talk about it. It's just, it just frustrates me sometimes. It's why I started doing the news, like, every week. Is because of people blowing things out of proportion. I'm not gonna go back to that, though. I don't have not the heart, I just don't have it in me. Well, I hope, for what it's worth, people enjoyed that. That was fun. Going to a meeting now, I'll be back. Alright. Like a politician, better sidesteps than Sean Johnson. Sean Johnson's gotten old, though. I bet you he could sidestep better than some of the politicians we got right now. So you want to see good, not good, but politicians sidestepping is like, they go on about how, like, the new government took over, right, and then they said they opened the books and it was atrocious, and Labour had buggered all the finances and all that, and it's like, yeah, so you just gave like billions of dollars to landlords, though. Like, wouldn't that make it worse? Like, I get that it could be a few million out, but you gave billions. Billions a lot more than a million to landlords. So why did you do that if it's such atrocious? I don't know, but we have to cancel every single project that would benefit the infrastructure because of Labour. It's like, what? It doesn't make any sense. And then, like, I talked to my dad the other day. I was like, why did you vote the way you did? And he goes like, well, light should come on, hold up. Oh no, it didn't turn on. That light should have turned on. Oh, there you go. There you go. I've got it on a timer. I should change it by a minute. I'm like, why did you vote for Labour? Oh, sorry, I think he voted for National. I think New Zealand first because it's like 80 or something. And he was like, oh, because Labour was overspending. And I was like, well, and then I pointed out what I just pointed out. And he just went all silent. Like, it's like, oh, it's because the Labour's, oh, like, I voted for National because of the overspending. It's like, well, didn't they just give billions of dollars to landlords and make all these cuts? How does that work? And then he just didn't say anything after that. It's a very confusing kind of thing. But then whenever that ever comes up to any politician, you know what, this doesn't make sense. You're saying that the books were screwed from the last government, but you're also giving billions of dollars to landlords and made all these really huge cuts to infrastructure. Like it's like the hospital in Dunedin. It's like you've done all these cuts, and given billions of dollars, but you're also saying that it was Labour's fault. It's like, it doesn't make sense. And I think the problem is that it's, in the media, they're not really... They're just trying to point it out, but then they just get labeled as, like, being anti-whatever. And then they don't do it anymore because people don't apparently like that, so... I don't know. Like, after being... It does touch a nerve about the Dunedin hospital stuff cuts, because of all the recent hospital stuff I've gone through. So I'm a bit different about that. I've got a bit of a personal kind of thing on it. So I couldn't imagine someone going through what I went through in a hospital that wasn't as well equipped. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, to live in a democracy is also to live with people that do disagree with you. So I mean, like, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and kind of you just have to roll with it and accept it, and just hope that, you know, someone better comes along and is able to fix some of these problems. Sometimes there's generational impacts though, so I'm just hoping that we don't have any of that. The inter-islander issues probably be intergenerational. I think the next generation is going to be a little bit buggered by that decision. That was the whole idea of why they were buying boats, is to last generations. Or the next line of boats to last at least a couple of generations. Plus, with a new hospital in a few minutes on the road, I thought too, it's kind of stupid. So, two hospitals not far from each other, yeah. I mean, the only one that loses is the people, right? The ones making the decisions don't. Alright. I'll probably use these yellow ones. Alright, I'm gonna put those. I'm gonna probably put all the ancient kind of decorations here. And then put all the kind of like desert stuff over here. I don't really have a good theme for here other than just like desert. I want to look at a little cooking area, a little craft station area. Oh, no, it's a weird angle. I do find it funny sometimes when people say like government, we don't need government, or a government's useless. It's like, no, you need a government. Have you seen The Purge? You do not want a world that's not governed by laws. What we don't need is corrupt politicians, or at least we need like more transparency in the government. I think that's what people mean by say like, all the government is corrupt and all that stuff. No, all they want is just more transparency. Luckily in New Zealand we do have like electoral commission and stuff to keep it honest and stuff. So I mean, and the ones that like don't vote because they don't agree with the system, or the ones that just say the government sucks, get rid of it. Those are the people you don't want to listen to. Because they're the ones that is not going to accept nothing but, oh, hey, thanks, Grace Kiwi. Appreciate that. Yeah, they're the ones that aren't going to change anything. Because, I mean, they don't want to be part of it. I mean, even though sometimes it does feel a bit defeatist to, like, give up on it. I mean, at the end of the day, people change a society. Like, letting something burn down doesn't fix anything. Plus, with a Dunedin council with stupid one-way roads costing too much money, in debt, didn't fix the roads that flooding a couple of weeks ago too. I mean, yeah, money is I think money is a big one, especially for councils at the moment. They don't have a lot of emergency fund money, which is what the whole Wellington City Council thing is about. Is that they're trying to sell the shares for the Wellington Airport in order to fund an emergency earthquake account. That's where all the money was going to go to. But in order to sell this share, so basically in order to sell an asset, they need everyone to agree in the council. But not everyone's agreeing. So everyone was like, alright, we're going to sell these shares so we can fund this big pool of money in case an earthquake happens. And then, because they didn't have consensus, it failed. And now that's why everyone is saying that everything's atrocious in council, because everyone didn't agree. Which I don't think it's that bad. I don't think the council's great at the moment, but I think that particular example of why the council is atrocious is kind of dumb. That's what the point of democracy is, not everyone agreeing. And they wrote the government's the one that wrote the rules of it, so this has to be like a consensus. But hey, as I always say, the only one that loses is people, right? And technically, the majority of people wanted this kind of thing. So. As long as we're all aware that we could change it. Alright, so... Alright, we need Pumba there. This court system is great either, but better than America. I mean, I don't think you're ever going to get a perfect system. Because there's always going to be somebody that has a problem with it. It's just going to be the nature of it. There's always going to be flaws in the system. No one has ever developed the best system. I think I heard like a saying somewhere like, democracy is just the best we've come up with. It's not the best. And it's up to us to make it the best it can be. So, yeah, it's not perfect. It's not... I mean, some people could argue it's even good, but it's a lot better than all the other systems that we've got running around. Yeah, and exactly. And I think that's when people fail, is when they get complacent and wanting to improve a system. So I think that's why New Zealand we're a little bit lucky, is that we have an independent authority when it comes to elections. And in America they don't. It's pretty much governed by whoever's in charge, which is kind of silly when you think about it. One making rules. Like, the best way of seeing it is look up the America's Cup. It's a big yachting race. And how the America's Cup works is that whoever won the cup last makes the rules of the competition to win the cup. So, New Zealand, Team New Zealand won the America's Cup last time. So they made the rules of what the next America's Cup was going to be. And coincidentally, they're winning at the moment, funny enough, to retain the cup. I think they're winning. Well, what's the America's Cup at the moment? Hold on. See what the score is. It's just rich people sailing, but yeah. So New Zealand take the lead 4-0. So American elections are very similar to that. Is that whoever's in charge kind of makes the rules, and it's gerrymandering and all that fun stuff. And then you wonder why they stay in power. Like, go on.
Hope you have a bull market
It's like
day.
someone's going like,
Good day to you.
1 + 1 = 2 on the board, and then you go to someone saying, what's the answer? And then someone looking at it going, I don't know. What's the problem? Like, it's so obvious. Yeah, that's true. I've been summoned to jury duty, so that's gonna be fun. Jury duty is boring because you always sit around waiting to be picked and you don't get picked. If you are between the ages of late 20s to early, I would say early 50s, you're probably not going to get picked. There is a very good chance you will not get picked. Go to it. Because people between that age range have already made up their mind about a lot of things and they're not that flexible. The ones that are too young to know any better, or the ones that are too old to change their mind, typically are the people that they want. Yeah, turn 30. So you probably won't be picked. It depends. It does depend on the case, though. A lot of the time you can be picked because of maybe it's an essay scenario and they want people your age because you can relate to the particular person a lot more. Could be that, but a lot of the time they try and keep away from people that that can't be swayed in their opinion, which is typically people from the age of like 25. You could even say young 20s to probably, I would say even 60s. I would say mid 60s. That would be my guess. I had to say yes, they'll find. Yeah, to be honest, they never find you. They will never find you. It's like the election stuff. In New Zealand, it is technically mandatory to vote, but no one ever gets fined for not voting. I mean, just say yes. You don't end up doing anything. You just end up sitting around for a little while, and then getting sent home. But if you do get picked, let us know. It'd be interesting. I don't think I've known anyone my age that's ever been picked or jury duty. They had to turn up like yourself, but never actually picked. Nice. Alright, what should I work on?
Okay,
I'm sorry, going. Okay. We're gonna be where my snakes are. Not as many as it's not much though, but needing the money as I'm casual security officer at the moment, trying to find a part-time security job. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's one way of doing it. You do get paid for it. Not much, but like I would lose money
Being brave
doing it,
doesn't mean looking for trouble. At
which
least
I find a bit
that's
silly.
what
I
my
think
father said.
I do think they should pay a little bit more than normal to do jury service.
Whoa now!
It would probably encourage more people to do it. Because financially it is a barrier why people don't do it. Or even the snakes are.
I'm surrounded by fools.
Sorry. I think that's the only like yeah, there. We'll move that about. manage to move around. Yeah, security job is $23.75 an hour. I've seen other companies paying as high as $28, 28 plus. I would hate to be a security officer. I get to, like, the problem with me, because I've got ADHD, I would get too bored. And then lose track of what I'm doing, and then all this stuff will be stolen, and I'll get fired. I could never be a security guy. Alright, well, so we're slowly going to be working on final version of Dreamlight Valley / Eternity Isle. Now that we've got all the updates that we're going to get before the next before the DLC drops. And now I just have to finally make Eternity Isle what I want it to be. If you ask me what that is, I don't really know. I wonder if you could place something like a statue. No, I really want to be able to place like anything on that statue. That would have been cool. But I might buy another one of those statues. That orb annoys me. Like I can't. It feels like it's. I need another one of those statues. I don't know what it's called though. It must be called ancient something. Can I pick it up and tell someone? No, can't find it. Yeah, I have ADHD. That's why my username is crazy. But you do often see, seen cool events like I did security for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Nice, and 660. 660 is a good band. A lot of people give them a bit of grief, but I like them. Oh, they are a Wellington band though, so good class. Red Hot Chilies would have been interesting. Lee would have been nuts. Dave's. How do you spell ancient? Ancient. Oh. There we go. Got it. What I got eventually. I had to do jury duty one time. This farmer was having relations with his... What? I had to do jury duty one time. This farmer was having relations with his animals. He got caught because his pig squealed on. Alright. Funny, funny. Ha ha ha. Wait. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was crazy. A lot of drunk people. The police got involved with people, yeah. But that person was from Gore. That or Invercargill. It's such a New Zealand joke, though. everyone, like, if watching this not from New Zealand, they're like, what? A lot of drunk, yeah, a lot of drunk people are Red Hot Chili. My girlfriend loves Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Honestly, just girlfriend. I would love to send them. The problem is, like, now with me having this condition, I worry about going out in public. Like, I wanted to go to a Phoenix game when I first got back from the hospital, and I was just too nervous to go because I was so worried that someone will pull on the cord or have an emergency or something. Really makes you like super paranoid about things. Is it? Alright, we'll go for that. What was that statue called? An ancient canoe. Ancient canoe. Don't know what I'm gonna use this section. Still haven't decided. Seems like a quite big section to not use.
I hope Max is doing okay.
Probably. I had to find where that statue was. Oh, there, Jim stabilizer. Alright, I need to get more of them. Yeah, I get anxious leaving the house. It sometimes set off my complex PTSD. Ugh. Oh, that sucks. CPTSD sucks. I don't have any of that. Just the heart transplant thing. It's like if I get sick, it may impact my ability to get a heart transplant. I have to be a bit careful. Kinda wish when the extended fencing it did add its own midway pillar points. Yeah, I do too. It is kind of like frustrating sometimes.
A villain and their riches are soon parted.
Now the problem is I can't search. What is this door to the wall? I'm so OCD with that stuff. Yeah. What the hell? This game, not sure if it's on PS5. It is on PS5. You can now do multiplayer. Yeah, I think it's on all consoles. They've just released the ability for PlayStation people to be able to do multiplayer with cross-platform. So they definitely have it on PlayStation. It was the last one that was left. Statue, right? So what would it be under art? Maybe it's under art. Foliage? No. House. Alright, I'm gonna have to look at this. Alright. Statue. Can't remember what. Ancient statue fragment or stomachs make funny noise. I don't think I can buy multi. Maybe it's not that one. Where else called statue? What was it called? I've completely forgotten what it was called. And I can't spell ancient. I spell ancient. I give up. What am I doing? I'm a 36-year-old adult who can't spell the word ancient.
The sun's shining almost as bright as my money.
I'm not gonna lie, I spent 1 hour digging for sand for that Zen garden. Yeah, it's not that great. My partner's OCD stressed me out with my age. Yeah, I've got my sister-in-law's got OCD. Ancient, that's it. I just want to see if I can buy more of it. Is there an ancient? Oh, it's not there. So which catalog would it be in? All right, now. That statue that I picked up, I don't know where to find it. Not under ancient civilization. Okay. I'm gonna have to manually go through this, aren't I? What's that? I'm hoping it's not bugged, but I can still get it. I don't see it, and it's really stressing me out. I literally just picked it up. Where is it? I don't see it at all. I got a sand fountain. I should really put the sand fountain down. Well, I think I forever lost that statue, and I don't think I should have picked it up. It's dumb. You think if you pick it up, you can put it back down. What sort of stone? Where did I put Merlin? Up on it. Yeah, I did. Very frustrating. Damn it. Oh, that's annoying. I can't find it on the catalog too, which on the wiki, because I can't remember now what it was called, even though I looked at it before I did. Maybe it'll be go here. It'll be under furniture sets. It's not here. Probably I have to be on the... Nope, not Maybe it's craftable. Maybe that's why I can't. Not theory. Well, that's disappointing. I forever lost that statue. Some things that are black and white. Like, for instance, the colors are black and white. That's a dumb joke. Shut up, baby. Oh yeah, I was planning on planting crosswind. Think about this. Oh, four. Trying to think how I'm gonna do it. Okay. There's all my time bending. I'm not too worried because no one can come to a turning iron to steal stuff. So. Alright, what I'm going to do is actually get on a little bit earlier.
You're making so many
Need a swap.
dreams come true.
Now, as some of you know, I have a heart condition, so my heart runs off the machine. So every morning, I have to plug myself into the portable battery unit so I can walk around. Plugged into the wall at the moment. So there will be some beeping. Don't be alarmed. It's
Keep
expected.
believing in yourself, and
Oh,
wonderful things are sure to happen.
Not how it works, fairy godmother. I believed in myself for like 36 years, and now I ended up needing heart transplants. Screw you. And there. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna show it. The unit here. Unscrew that.
everyone.
Sometimes I'm fast enough. So if you're not fast enough within 10 seconds. Now I'm free.
I'm having a pretty good day.
Put the wrong one. There you go. Cool. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm just gonna get a coffee.
As usual, Linuses do all the work.
I realized I just had my mic on mute, so I sat back down. I was in it.
Have you ever heard Ariel sing?
Deer is there. I mean, this back way. I guess like. There it is. I like a secret path. That's too big. It's a smaller edge. Underbrush, yes. Problem is I still need access to all this. I'll move it once if I need it. I've got a feeling once the new DLC comes out, it'd be. I don't think I'll come here much unless there's a particular goal that I'm trying to achieve. It's a bit off, but it does screw up. That's good. Okay. There you go. I think that's a good resident area. Plenty of trees, jungle resident area. Cool. Right. So I feel like we're nearly done there. Probably a bit more lighting. Probably the only thing I need. Mulan's okay. Let's see if there's. Right, that's bothering me slightly. clean up a little bit. Do it. Got to place around. What has
Ooh.
nothing? Put this shit. Oh, weird shape for stone. Do have this. I should utilize. I don't know if this will look good, but I'm gonna try. Alright, we'll try backing everything up. Oh damn it, I don't even. Idea was to go all the way there. Like its own little pond. Is that? Oh yeah. The sandbag. Sucks they can't put anything on the bridge. That bridge seemed very pointless to have. It doesn't really act like a bridge. Or dining set. Oh shit. Or dining set. So what we do is we'll buy the walls there. Yeah. It kind of makes it Milan's own little house, little compound of its own. But this decorative divider. dividers don't really... Doesn't meet flushly there. It's very annoying. You want to make it like a longer one. Needs to be like 10 minutes. Quite long enough. Unless I go like... At least I got that the right way around. Yeah, but why don't I just do that? Ah. Okay, a little bit more here though. Wait for the bowl. There you go, I like that a bit better. Put those. Yeah, I like that. Too bad you can't use the cooker as an actual. I do like the animation. Yeah. All right, so I need the. We're at medicine time. Note yourself, don't try and have medicine with coffee. Or at least hot coffee.
Aye, I think living here is a marvelous opportunity.
Rouge can just
Good
wait
day
2
to you.
seconds. Alright, so we're gonna go. Alright, we need those because those. That's it. I'm gonna decorate the East of Asia area, a bit of Mulan stuff. Alright.
meat kilts. Here comes
I'm excited for tomorrow because tomorrow's a shop day.
Remember now, always play nice with the other kids.
Ah, come on. Slightly. Yeah. I thought so. I need you. I'll make a little tiny chair for me. You can sit there. Let's spread this up. Inch. Yeah, and now we're going to foliage it up. Oh, reset it. Cool. There we go. Bit of constructed area. I like it. I need a checklist of. Well, I'll probably go for a final check. Don't like hitting that. Yeah. Alright, we'll go back to what I was working on before. to try it anyway. So let me over here. More section. Check it out. I'm gonna list one there, and I'll probably make Hercules section. Yeah. Might make it this bit of it. That's good.
I've never been somewhere so...
If you come this way. Do that. Not gonna lie, I spent 1 hour digging for Sanford's Zen gun. Oh no, you're reset. Damn it. It's embarrassing. That. Oh. Remove that. Remove that. Yeah. Probably find a better spot for that. So normally, like, the normal way is to come this way. So. But curiously, probably checking a bunch of park benches. Oh, so I'm gonna have like sections. Characters I don't put it. Except for if it's housing. If it's housing, I'll part of it. really be ticking off like stuff? Oh. Hi, Ice. How are you going? Yeah, I feel that. I get that feeling. But as my therapist to tell me, at least you're alive. I'm doing alright. Just beginning work on Dreamlight 2.0, which is what I'm calling my final version of this update. And then I'm gonna make a video. I watched my video that I made for 1.0. One of the last videos I made before I went to hospital. And I'll probably make a 2.0 one and kind of just show the difference of how much things have changed and so forth. I'm getting excited for that. But I need to make everything pretty first. Over to something. So that's pretty much what my life is going to be for the next couple of weeks. Probably start filming it, and probably the end of next week, and have it ready to go for the final update of the day before the expansion pack release, like I did last time. So I have to make a conscious effort not to keep changing things. I got distracted by Facebook. ADHD in a nutshell. No, go back to it. Did you get the Japar? Yeah, I did. I told you yesterday. Did I did. You came into the chat and you asked the exact same thing. It was a drive-by message. Well, I mean, don't ask a question if you don't want to listen to the answer. As you saw, I did that from YouTube. Ah, okay. I didn't pay attention. Okay. Oh, why was I supposed to know that? You asked a question, I answered it. And then you wonder why I'm questioning why you didn't... why you didn't listen to my answer. How are you doing anyway, mate? Been a while. You hear about the sweepstakes? Oh, the backpack stuff. I can't say I'm too excited by it. Not really my thing. I mean, I'm not sure. My nieces might like it, but they also may not. Not a backpack guy. Well, I mean, not those kind of backpacks, no. I like backpacks that actually can put stuff in it, not ones that are more accessories. That's because, like, those backpacks aren't backpacks. They're accessories. Let's be honest. I have to carry around a backpack with me all the time now because I have to have spare batteries for my machine. And that particular bag wouldn't fit them, at least. Or it's not manly. Not that it matters, but it's not the most manliest thing to carry around. It doesn't really matter, but from my opinion, it feels like someone would more likely steal them. Steal it. Alright, so shop that. So we want to make the crops. Or trying to figure out what the final version of this. I'm probably gonna move like all the 2D Disney to the new Storybook Vale or whatever. It will just fit that mold better. And this will probably end up being Pixar Land or whatever. Not sure how I'll do it, but we'll see. How far into the Star Path? Oh, I finished it. I finished the Star Path. Finished it this morning, actually. It was just the last one was speaking to Pumbaa. You had to talk to him like 3 times. How about tomorrow? Yeah, fully maxed out. I'm fully level 10 with all of them and all the quests done. I think it's... Your too slow. I've already done it. Match. You already done it as well. Well, whatever. Have you done the star path? No, wait 2 months. I don't think you need to wait that long. They're probably going to do the showcase at the end of this month, and then probably release the next one. I don't know. I reckon they're going to do one more update based on the time frame, the time that we're at. I think they'll do one more update between now and when they drop the DLC. Actually, no. At the back, they probably won't. So yeah, we'll probably have to wait 2 months. Yeah, you're right. So, props that wouldn't need 6 by 6, are they? I probably should get a planting buddy. Digging buddy. Alright, first.
The sun's shining almost as bright as my money. Good. Hello.
I've done the challenge. Oh, I did submit some, didn't I? It wasn't a very good one though. I might take another one. Or so, but at least I submitted it. Like, the key to it is Snapchat. Like, I've given up on trying on them. The key to it is just make sure I do it. So at least I get some free moonstones. Hopefully I got this right. That's right, so it's 6 by 6. Yeah. Looked well. Are we supposed to get something around the 28th? Yeah, it looks like that's when the showcase is going to happen. So that's the theory, is that they found in the code that on the 28th of October some items unlock, and they're called the showcase items. So it's suspected that we'll get the showcase at the end of this month. Yeah. Which is a week before, a week earlier than when we got it last year. So, but it is also just a theory because that's just when the item unlocks. It doesn't necessarily mean that's when we got it. It's just the earliest it will be. They could turn out to be wrong. Oh no, I screwed this up. So, like we did last year, we'll watch it together. Normally, it's probably going to be released while I'm asleep, so probably won't watch it live. I'll see what time it's scheduled to do it. If anyone is interested. Because I'm going to watch it anyway, I might as well just, like, watch it so we can talk about it. I'm definitely not gonna watch Senpai's though, because it would just be like, talking about how he was featured or something like that. Did last time for like 10 minutes. Stop really not agreeing with me. Stupid Mets. Remember a time where broken. I'm gonna plant.
Hi there, pal. Woohoo!
Alright, and then on 4. Do we want ancient fence or bamboo fence? Go bamboo. I wonder, was like last showcase, I think that was the 4-player multiplayer one, wasn't it? They announced at the same time. It'd be interesting to see whether they give the ability to go to Eternity Vale as the announcement, or this time. Oh, this time. It seems a bit weird that you can't go to Eternity Vale at the moment, or people can't just come visit it. That's probably why people aren't spending a lot of time like doing it up, because there's like no way for people to come around and check it out. Bit cluttered, isn't it? Yeah, it'd be interesting what they include there. And they normally announce something else, or I say normally like it's a regular thing. I've only done it once. They typically announce something else big at the same time, is what I'm hoping for. I think the biggest jumps would be like, you can visit someone's valley whenever you want. That would be cool. Or you don't need to be with them when you go inside the houses, so people can just keep their valley open and people can just pop around and visit people's Scrooge's houses all the time. Or a friends list. A friends list would be good. There's so many like little quality of life things that they could do. I would love a friends list. I think that would be a lot easier instead of needing to like wait for the code and stuff every time. I think that would be. Girlfriends in the office. Fairfield. I mean, I think multiplayer is definitely an untapped well for them. If they want people to buy the premium items and they want people to like keep playing the game, I think they need to invest into multiplayer. Because if someone's got an item that looks really cool but is only available in the premium shop, you're more likely to go over to the valley to check it out first before you buy it. So I kind of hope they go down that route. I can't seem to get... I think, one, it's laid out weird. It's not a well laid out kind of area. Two, you can't,
Was it that I had
you don't have the same options that you do in Dreamlight Valley. In Dreamlight Valley, you have the ability to place all the shops. You aren't restricted in turn. Oh, you got a lot more space in every biome as well. And there's a lot more reasons to be in the valley there because of the content that gets released, or the free content is all restricted to Dreamlight Valley. But like in Eternity Isle though, I can't move. There's several different shops you can't move. You can't move daisies, you can't move beasts, you can't move Moana's, you can't move Wally's garden. So automatically that's 4 options taken out. So I wanted to make like the 2D kind of 2D Disney kind of area. So I want this particular area to be like a 2D Disney hub, right? So I wanted to move all the shops that were 2D Disney movies here, and also take out what it is. So I wanted to take out Scrooge's and get rid of it. Can't. I want to take out Remy's. Can't. I want to move over Beasts. I can't. I want to move over what else? Not Daisies. It was Beasts, and there was another one. Maybe it was just Beast. Oh no, Beast and Mulan's stall. I can't move Mulan's stall over either. So automatically it's like, oh, that ruins my idea. There's also the inability of people coming around and checking out this area, so you don't really need to work on it too much. You don't really need to put too much effort into it. If you just want to make something cool that people see, they won't see it. Because I like building stuff for the practicality sense of it as well. So right off the bat, it's the handcuff. And then add to the fact that there's not really anything exciting about the valley, about Dreamlight Isle that you can come back to. I mean, all your daily stuff that you would do on a regular basis, you would kind of have to be here. Like Mulan, if you were like, alright, I want to stock up on tea, so I want to buy Mulan's tea every day, and just log in and do that. Can't. That's in Dreamlight Valley. Same with Beast's flower shop, and same with Moana's fish stall. There isn't any ability to move it. So automatically your daily things are restricted to Dreamlight Valley, so there would be no reason to come back here. And once you completed all the quests for Eternity Isle, it's pretty much mist. Mist grinding is the only thing that's worth doing, and to be honest, that's not a really good reason to do it. You're only doing it because you have to, not because you want to. So they changed that, and if maybe changed the ability of, like, when people visit your valley, they can go to your Eternity Isle at the same time, but you don't need to go with them. So I think that might give people more of a reason to decorate and put a little bit more effort into it. But again, there's just no reason. There is no really good reason to do it. Because having Remy's and Scrooge's on both aisles, you know, defeats the purpose of going backwards and forwards as well if you're looking for those particular. It's the exclusivity about a particular location. And I get why. I guess there would be a lot more complications with it, but like if you move Moana's and Beast's stalls over, does that change what it spawns? And if the answer is basically they can't change that, which I think they should be able to change it, because all the fish and all the flowers are randomly generated. So all they need to do is, like, once it's in a different location, you change that pool. But it does also open the option of creating new shops as well. Like, why don't you create a flower shop specifically for Eternity Isle? But you still be able to move it. So you can move Beasts here, but he still generates the flowers from Dreamlight Valley, and vice versa. So maybe 2 flower shops, one for Dreamlight Valley, one for Eternity Isle. 2 fish shops, one for Eternity Isle, one for Dreamlight Valley, and make them their own unique shop. So instead of Moana, maybe another character. Get them to do stuff, you know? It gives them more use of that particular character. I was thinking doing I was thinking of doing each DLC as past, present, future. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So which? So you have three. So which one will be which? Eternity Isle feels like that would be like. Well, eternity could mean forever. Like eternity means a long time. So it could be past, or it could be future at the same time. Storybook Vale. So you'll have Storybook Vale, Eternity Isle, and Dreamlight Valley. So if I was gonna do it, Eternity Isle would feel like future. Future is eternity. Storybook Vale would be the past because storybook isn't like, you know, of a time. Like most stories start with like a long time ago, and present would be Dreamlight Valley. That's how I would person. Where did I move that? Right, so is that how you'll do it too? What you're thinking?
You should be proud.
Alright, so... Oh. I could sprout that and then do it. Oh yeah, we could do it this way. BTB Wilderness Mountain. Yeah, fair enough. I've only got 5 minutes to go anyway, but I will open the valley up for anyone that wants anything. They also need to make use of amber. Like, there's not really any use for it. And if your name's Amber.
It's so good to see you.
Perhaps you just weren't meant to.
And so... Makes some sense. What should we put? We'll put cabbage.
Hi there, pal.
This valley has so much to explore.
Alright, so then tomorrow we'll do the same on this side. We'll basically smooth everything. I don't know how I'm going to lay out all the shops though. Feels like it should be facing inward though. Be the coffee shop on there. because I need the path here. Scroogy's kind of ruined a little bit. Back. Welcome back. I've only got... Oh, I've got a minute. Alright, I'm going to place this and then go back. So, as I say, at the end of every stream, we open the valley up for anyone to pop around and grab anything that you want. We're sharing is caring and all that stuff, so if you want to pop around and give me anything, now's the time. But if you've got something that you need, you're more than welcome to come by and pick it up. I'm not a treasure island, so just keep in mind, what you see on the tables is basically excess stuff that I don't need, and so you can come right and pick it up. The code will be in the Discord. I will obviously release the code here, but if you ever forget the code, or maybe you're a bit late to the stream, or maybe you just want to pop around because you need something, the code will be there if the valley is open. There'll be an option say it's multiplayer status. Yeah, and I'm trying to talk a little bit more in there. So now the reason I'm coming here first is because I need to fence off something so people don't steal my marshmallows, because I don't have a lot. No stealing my marshmallows. Is there anything I need? No, I'm pretty sorted with everything. So I mean, I've got everything. So these are all my markets. So I've got my fish market. Oh, sorry, my food market. If you want anything, any food item. I've got my gem market up here. I've got my multiplayer market here. Probably multiplayer ones is the most I need, just the shards and stuff. I don't have a lot of them, but you're more than welcome to grab. And these are stacks as well, what is on the table, so you can come by and grab a stack. And this is my fish market, so you can come by and pick up anything that you need. So I don't really need anything, but it's more of a case of like, if some people are like, if they take something, they like to leave something behind. So you could go around and go, alright, Dave, doesn't look like he has a lot of, I mean, I've got a lot in here. Well, I've got a lot on the table. He doesn't have a lot of dream shards, so I'm going to just give him some, and then you could just drop them here, and I could just pick them up when I turn off multiplayer. Could be something like that. Some people just like to even things out. If they take something, they like to leave something behind. I'm trying to find the amber. Where did I put the amber? Here it is. There we go. I got a stack of another stack of amber. So, and all these stacks are like the max you can do for that particular item. So you'll get a lot of them if you want it. But the whole idea is sharing stuff back, because people have given me so much, and it's only fair to give something back. But we do this every day. So I'll be back on this time tomorrow to talk about the store. Well, 2 hours earlier. That's when I start. Alright, I can't help myself. I need a stack of those actually. That's gonna annoy me if I don't do it now. But yeah, just walk around and just check out things. I'm heading towards my final version of Dreamlight Valley before the update, and that's what we're going to be working to the next. I don't know how long I ever do this, forever. Cool. Sell all that. All right. Let's go open it. I'm already late for work. Yeah, but you're more than welcome. If you can grab it off a table, it means that it was there deliberately, because I've kind of built things so people can. So, alright, so go to multiplayer status. Alright. Alright. There's burn. Alright, so the code is 028145. That's 028145. Alright. And just in case anyone is curious, it's right here. So in the Discord under multiplayer status, that's where I've got the code if you ever need it. If you're late to stream or you want to know if the valley is open, it's right there. So just for the future if anyone cares. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. I will be, as I said, back on tomorrow. We'll go through the new shop items. We'll probably buy them, because I've put some money aside for it. And yeah, we'll enjoy it. So thanks for everyone popping along. Thanks Eyes. Thanks Angie right at the end. Thanks Jedi. Thanks Crazy. Thanks Detox. Thanks Mr. Tanker. And thanks Pug Mum. And thanks Freezer as well. And thank you anyone out there that is listening to the VOD as well, because I know you guys do. And I really do appreciate it. And helping my crazy make me feel a little bit better from being a little bit crazy. Anyway, thanks everyone. And until